David, what do you have for us?
Okay, last week I did the knockout series. This week I'm going to focus and talk about the drift series. You could go ahead and scroll down and see the rest of the pictures. What I did show is I did show both sizes, both 19s and the 2 gallons. As you know, we're getting down to the last of the trim. I don't think Jeff is going to be doing any more trimming for the roses. So right now we still have some that still got some buds and blooms on them. So if you really want to push this out to your customers, to go ahead and try to take some of these just before they're done with their blooms. One thing also you want to keep in mind, we will soon be moving stuff, more stuff into inventory because it's more looking like more of this natural season crop. What I mean by that is basically you're going to be seeing stuff with foliage is falling off or spottings for like you see for the hydrangea, Alice series, stuff like that. But basically, look at your trees. You see what's happening. It's the fall season. We don't have a date with that yet. It might be within another week or maybe 2 weeks. Jeff, Kelly, and Dave will speak, and I'll let you know. That's just something to keep in mind. But like I said, we're done. We're done for the last bit of a trim, and like I said, these drifts are still looking nice. So you probably want to let your customers know and get these right on your orders.
One thing to remember with both the drift series and knockouts and some of the other landscape series roses is they will continue to bloom all the way up until the end of the season. They just won't be quite as heavily bloomed as what they are now. You see in the pictures, there's a lot of them with a lot of color on them. For anyone that's driven through the W's, the built back on the pond was pretty awesome at this point with the amount of flowers on there.
And next picture, please. The next one is the Calicanthus Aphrodite. This variety is very beautiful, glossy leaves. This is our second crop. As you can see, this is not showing any of the effects when it comes to the season. You got some nice, still clean foliage. They're not showing a lot of buds at this time, but there are some that got a bud here and there. I did want to show up a close-up picture of the flower itself. It is a beautiful red flower. And like I said, as you can see, they're making some good size, clean foliage, and this variety won't disappoint. Go ahead to the next picture, please. Now, this is the Ligustrum meiboleum. I actually grew up with this. I have pros and cons for this variety. I used to get spanked with it. But anyway, that's another story. That's another story. That's another story. I know Dan will edit that out, but I needed to share that. Still seeing therapy on it. But anyway, this is a great variety. It's used a lot I've seen in like apartment complexes, even grocery stores and stuff like that. Areas that takes very low maintenance. It doesn't take very many of these to fill up an area. As you can see, they use them for hedging. Like I said, you could just trim these. They're very vigorous growers. You could trim them to the size you would like to have them. Makes great, excellent choice for a natural border. So for those who don't want to use fences, this is a cheap, natural green fence for you. As you can see, it's making a great size. This is in a 2 gallon. You're almost making 24 to almost tipping above the 36 and a little bit in the middle. But like I said, a good size for a 2 gallon. A good, nice, good, clean foliage still, and we still got some good numbers on those things too. Next picture, please. On the other side of the border of this, we have the Ligustrum Vickery. Now, this one is the 3 gallon. As you can see, great size. What's really great about this, you still get the same pros you got with the Ligustrum meiboleums, but what's really nice about this one, yesterday was a dark, gloomy day, and even on such a day like this, this has a striking, beautiful, brilliant yellow foliage to it. It's like almost having sunshine right in your landscape. You just can't, this plant will not disappoint right here. Dark areas, it'll lighten up the area. Once again, nice, good, clean foliage, can full, and tipping around 24 inches like there. It does give you a pro that it will give you some nice, tight, tiny white flowers, tiny bud flowers. That's when we usually start going up into more of the late spring. But like I said, this variety is still good, clean foliage. As you can see, can full, and we have good numbers with these. Good choice for natural borders. Next picture, please. All right, now this is the Monarda, the Sugar Buzz series. This is our 3rd canning for this variety. We do still have some that's the older crop. It was trimmed, some was trimmed. There are coming up, but I did want to put on this third crop so that way we're not waiting for any sizing like that. You can see it is can full for a 1 gallon. Like I said, the 3 varieties I have here is the cherry pops, grape gum, and the rockin' raspberry. Not buds and blooms. So if your customers did get some early in the season, let them know this is where our third crop looks like. If they still want heavier ones, we could probably get them, but this is basically where we're going to be shipping out for the next couple of weeks. And next picture, please.
I have to follow this. So the first one I grabbed for you guys is the Phlox Emerald Blue. This is a really great variety. We're getting into colder nights. For the next 2 weeks that I can see, it's going to be about 50 degrees at night. Days are going to be probably around 70. Really cool thing about this variety is that it is very cold hardy. It goes all the way from a zone 2 through a zone 9. To give you an example of what a zone 2 might be, we're talking like North Dakota, Montana. So this is still going to be green for you, even though we might be getting some of the S word around that time in November, December. This is probably still going to be green, maybe even still have flowers for you. Next picture, please. I put together some candy for breakfast. We have 3 Coreopsis varieties that still look really nice. We're getting into that time where the blooms are going to be dying off, but you can see behind those blooms we still have a lot of buds coming up. So I have the candy stripes, creme brulee, and cream caramel, and they all still have really great color, very full pots, full cans, well rooted. We can get these in the ground now, and they'll come back perfect in the spring. Next picture, please. And 3 leucanthemum varieties that still look really nice. Every time I drive by the banana cream house, it is just, it's amazing. I'm always in awe because they're so colorful and vibrant. Again, in some of these varieties, you're going to see that the buds or the blooms are dying back a little bit, but still lots of buds behind there. The Victoria's Secret are just now coming up, so those are going to be nice and full for everyone. And alongside having the full flowers, the foliage underneath there is still really nice also. And some of those have some really awesome veining in the foliage. That's probably one of my favorite parts. But the next to the yellow, the banana cream, we also have the Victoria's Secret, which have a really cute ruffle flower. And then the Daisy Maid is probably your standard leucanthemum variety.
Very good. So does anybody have any questions? So let's see, we've got a long road.
So first up, we have some 25-gallon green giants that rolled into current yesterday. They are tagging individual plants that are making size and meeting grade. So as you can see in the picture, there is a block, whatever have the tags are on the top. Those are the ones they're pulling. So this is a pretty good snapshot of what they are getting on the trucks. I believe the number is going to go up. I know last night he tagged about 350 and he still had another full bed to go through. So keep that in mind. There will be more showing up on inventory. Next picture, please. So this is some of the 7-gallon Prunus. This is Newport and Yoshino. I was spending some time up in the A1B area. These things, as you can tell from the measuring stick, they are well over grade, pushing 7, 8, 9 feet tall. So they are very leggy. Next pictures. These are some of the Malice. These have more of a rounder habit. With the Lollipop, it is a little bit tighter, more of that ball shape. The Sargentinas, they do branch out more horizontal than they do vertical, but these things are very full, very big for the size. And then next up, These are a couple of the new crops that have just went into inventory. The hydrangea limelights, this is a next year's crop, so they are a little bit lighter in the heads from what you guys are used to from the previous months, but they do meet grade. This block is well rooted. As we sell through this block, we're gonna have to go back out and then address the roots, see if they're can full. If they are not, we will not put any more on. So keep that in mind. As soon as we can get them on, they will be on inventory. And then the other one is Salix tristis. These also just went in last night as well. This is also another new crop of the 7-gallon and pretty much cookie cutter standard Salix from what we've been doing all year long.
All right, so Jeff and I were driving around. I'm trying to stay away from everybody. Jeff and I were driving around the other day, and we saw these in a bed. We both questioned it, talked with Jeff Lee, and yes, these are Little Kings, but they are a 7-gallon, 60-inch single stem. So there's a new code in Great Plains, and right now we have 100 in current, and it's actually going to be the same price as the 7-gallon, 30-inch low branches. We have about 100 of these. Jeff, I don't know if you want to, why it would be.
These are some shipped in liners that we bought in. We typically grow Little King as a low branch, what you're normally used to seeing. These just came in this way. We did not want to cut it back to 30 inch to match. We just left it go through, did our trims. So he's got a nice plant, it's just a little bit taller than what you're used to seeing. And it also, with it being more of a single stem, it's going to show that bark a lot better throughout the course of the season, not just in the winter.
It's a really nice block. I mean, they all look the same. Actually, a lot of them are at 72 inches, so you're getting a pretty good price for this. But that's it for Long Road.